What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody has had a good week. I hope everything is going well as far as all the responsibilities everyone is taking care of. I hope everybody had a chance to play some games. For the most part, I haven't, but that's going to change sometime later on today after this podcast. This is episode number 8 of the VF Cast. Every week I get on here, or try to every week get on here and just talk about most of the things that's going on around gaming, and I try to get a pretty good in-depth unique perspective on those topics that I want to talk about. So I hope you guys stick around, and I appreciate you for coming through to begin with, and we're just going to get right into it. Like I said, this is episode 8 of the VF Cast, and I am VF Baller, and this is my secondary channel. My first channel is First and Frame Rates. If you guys want to check either channel out and see what all entails, you guys can go for it. That'd be awesome. And let's get into some of the topics that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Dragon Quest, that 35th anniversary. That is something that a lot of people may not know, but I'm very, very interested in, because I fell in love with Dragon Quest 8, and that was my first game it entered to the series. But now I recently got Dragon Quest 11. I haven't touched it yet, and there's some other games that's going to be coming out to the West, because this game is I think this game is like the biggest RPG in Japan. So we're going to talk about that. Also, Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown is going to be released at the beginning of June. So definitely going to talk about that, because I'm big on fighting games. And Virtua Fighter 5 is a game that it has a unique path to where it is now. And I'm going to talk about that as well. And, I really didn't want to talk about it, but I'm going to give my 2 cents on Horizon Forbidden West, because I find it unique with the things that you can do in that game, and we'll get into that as well. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's see. Dragon Quest series is, like I said, it's a series that I've been wanting to talk about. At least Dragon Quest 8 is a game that I really wanted to put on display on my old channel, well, the First and Frame Rates channel, but since I moved all the real gaming stuff to over here, I actually thought about playing and streaming that game at one point. But I do find myself really having fun just playing the game, sit back, relaxing, and watching what the game entails. And I fell in love with the game probably after a few hours of playing it. I really love Dragon Quest 8, and unfortunately with the 35th anniversary, they did not remake this game. And I know a lot of people been wanting a remake of Dragon Quest 8, but what they did with 35th anniversary, they did talk about bringing Dragon Quest 10, the online and offline version, over to the West, which is actually interesting, because I didn't know too much about any game outside of 8 and 11. So I'm definitely going to be picking it up when it gets here. So that's going to be great. There's a lot of other games that's in the Dragon Quest series. It branches out so much. It's almost worse than the Mega Man series, but that's another story for another day. I've been wanting every game from the Dragon Quest series ever since I learned about, how well 8 is, but it just goes so many places. So I just try to get in where I fit in to find out what game I want to play. And since they did not do Dragon Quest 8, they did do Dragon Quest 3. They're doing that as a 2D HD 2D remake, and that's interesting, because like I said, I never really got into the Dragon Quest series, but I am going to give it a shot. I'm definitely going to give it a shot, and I want to, like I said, I definitely want to give it a shot and see what it entails, because I've always been a fan, of the game since. Well, I can say I've always been a fan. I've been a fan for the series for the past 3, 4, 5 years. Because I'm fairly new to the series. I didn't know anything. I knew of Dragon Quest 8 when it came out on the PS2, but I didn't know any of the other games prior to that. I'm very, very new to the game. So with Dragon Quest X. A lot of people have been wanting to play the online version of Dragon Quest X because I think it's out on the Switch or the Wii U or something like that. It's been out for a while in Japan and people have been wanting to play it, but it's locked to Japan and I think it's only in Japan dialogue and text. So it has not been it hasn't been easy to play the game, even online. I think you have to do some type of thing to get a VPN to play online over there. I remember My Life in Gaming was talking about it. Like I think it was trying to play the game over there, and there's so many things he had to set up to do so. So it's kind of weird how that it's kind of weird. Excuse me. It's kind of weird how you have to go through all that just to play the game. But now it's going to be coming over here. I don't know if it's any release date on it. I don't see one yet, but it's gonna be cool to see that. Now the offline version, now those are my kind of games. I like playing offline games, and for the fact that it's gonna have Dragon Quest X offline, I'm definitely gonna be trying that out. Definitely gonna try that out. It's gonna be pretty cool, and I can't wait for that. Dragon Quest Treasures is supposed to be coming out as well. It's supposed to be it is supposed to be a treasure hunt and RPG from the people from Dragon Quest 11. So that's going to be it's going to be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to get into that one too much, but it's going to be interesting to see how that plays. Maybe I'll try it after the fact, and we'll see how that plays out once I get more information on that one. Like I said, the Dragon Quest 3 is a remake. It's going to be HD, but in 2D as well, visual style, and it's going to be I think something like that is something I'm going to play, because I didn't play any of the Dragon Quest games prior to 8, but if it says it's going to be a visual style similar to Octopath Traveler, and with this RPG that's 2D, every time for some reason I always think of something like a Final Fantasy 7 on the PS1 and or Growlancer, those type of games, the RPG 2D. Maybe it's something like that. That just goes to show you how much I know about the series. I don't know too much about the series, so I'm going to try it out as well. Also, I think they have Dragon Quest Kinshiki. I think I said that right. It's a mobile puzzle game. I'm not really interested in that at all. I'm not going to be playing that. But the one game that I'm really going to be looking forward to is Dragon Quest 12, because I already know the way that these games are set up for those. That's going to be pretty cool to see once that comes out. And I'm actually pretty interested in all this. This called Dragon Quest 12, the Flames of Fate. So like I said, if it's going to be anything like Dragon Quest 11 or Dragon Quest 8, I'm all in. I mean, 9, I don't think Dragon Quest 9 came over here either. Dragon Quest 10 is a very popular game. So if it's anything like those games, I'm going to be all over it. So it's pretty interesting. 35 years of Dragon Quest, only been interested in the series for 5 years, and it's going to be interesting. I'm going to be interested to see how that plays out. I don't know. Maybe later on today I'll play some Dragon Quest 8. I think I'm like at level 20 now. I mean, I've been playing so many games that haven't been sticking with the Dragon Quest series games, and that's something I need to do. So that's between that and the Fatal Frame series. I talked about that on the last video. I'm going to be playing a lot of different games now, and it's going to be I think it's going to be a good time. And I mean, if you guys are interested, I mean, just go to various websites. They talk about Dragon Quest. It may not be a game for most people who follow me, because I've mostly been around with sports and fighting games. So this is one of the games I play when it's, when I just want to change a pace or whatever. So hopefully if you guys are interested, you can go check it out. And maybe it might be something you may be interested in, because, some of the storylines are pretty good as well. Let's switch to another topic right quick. I want to talk about, let's go ahead and get into Forbidden West. Let's go ahead and get into that, because I know a lot of people have been talking about it, and for me, I tried to stay away from it. I did not watch any of the gameplay. One thing I think I said on another video, I don't really try to watch any of these gameplay reveals, or any of the stuff. I may watch a trailer, which is, I really don't really watch that, because this game is a game I know I'm going to be playing. I know I'm going to play it. I know I'm going to buy it. I know I'm going to have fun with it. I don't want anything to spoil my first initial impressions or reactions to playing the game for the first time. I remember when I was growing up, that's something that we all had. We just had screenshots, and when we bought the game, we were just wowed by the game, or it was just a situation where we just did not like it. We ended up being disappointed because of the game. I'm getting back to that, to where I don't really look at any information when it comes to these games. I basically just try to learn about the game very vaguely. I don't watch any of the stuff, any gameplay, anything early or anything like that. And when I get the game, because like I said, it's a game I know I'm going to buy. When I get the game, I'm basically going to play it and just be surprised by the first thing I see. I think that's a really good way to play games nowadays. So, but I want to touch a couple of bullet points, and I'm going to give you my thoughts real quick. They say that, first of all, the game does not have a release date yet, and for some reason it's coming out on the PlayStation 4. I didn't know that. Weird. And that so Alloy has new upgraded tools to explore the world, which is pretty cool. So she has a hook shot called the pull caster. The shield wing is an advanced glider. The diving mask gives her ability to swim underwater. That's pretty cool, because underwater things look underwater aspects of games like this, third person or whatever the case may be, does bring a whole different dynamic to certain games. I mean, you got to think about when Grand Theft Auto, at one point Grand Theft Auto did not want their characters to be underwater, or maybe they tried to hide it, because I remember you used to just instantly die in Grand Theft Auto. But by the time GTA San Andreas came out and you was able to go underwater and collect oysters, even something that small made the game much more significant to what you can and can't do. So yeah, it's good to have that. I mean, you have games like Uncharted, you have Tomb Raider, that always have an aspect to do something underwater. So that's going to be pretty interesting and it's a pretty good deal, a big deal that they have this in the game. She also has a focus ability. It said the focus ability is also getting an upgrade, so it was there, and will now show areas that are meant for free climbing. Furthermore, it gives her ability to override more machines for mounts of combat. Now, you may think, oh, I didn't know that was there. No, I really did not know that the focus ability is there, because this is another game that's been on my backlog. The other one, the first one, has been on my backlog. I'm probably like 20% through. But the problem with that is I've been doing so much moving around, working and stuff. I don't sit and play these single player games like I should. And that's a problem that I have, and that's something that needs to change. Like I got very far in Resident Evil 8, and I'm pretty sure I'm almost done with that game, but work calls and being a husband and my son and stuff, I don't really get to sit down and play as much, which that can change, but I just need to focus on my availability to get in front of the sticks, or my availability to just manage time. So I did not know, I forgot that she had that. So but these tools, all of them, the pull caster, the shield wing, diving mask, all this stuff is really going to help out with some things that she can do, especially with the shield wing, help her safely get fall from greater heights. So it's just not like she has to fall or whatever, and she can surprise people as far as her enemies or whatever the case may be. This also has new machines, weapons, and abilities. So let's get into that. Alloy will have a ton of options in combat. Let's see. It says the enemies will have weak spots. Well, I kind of knew that. She can use a slingshot with grenades. She have a powerful launcher that fires spikes that will explode on impact. Okay, smoke bombs. All these weapons can be upgraded as well. She can pick up weapons that she shot from machines, including trimmer, elephant light trimmer tusk. Speaking of enemies and machines, let's see. Okay. Okay, they're talking about new enemies. Okay, I'm not going to get into the enemies. I mean, you guys probably already seen that. They got the names of the enemies right here. I'm not going to really get into the names of the enemy. I just want to talk about her abilities and new things that's there. I think this game is going to be another phenomenal game. I think it is. I mean, the time I had with Horizon Zero Dawn is just amazing. And just like I said, sadly, I just haven't had the time to finish them, which that will change, and I will talk about that at a later time. Because I just need to fix my schedule to do more gaming instead of just trying to find 10 or 15 minutes to play a game. And I just think at the end of the day, this is going to be a pretty cool looking game. Like I said, I did not watch any of the gameplay. I don't want to watch it, but based on what I see, it looks like it's just going to be a more in-depth version and a better version of the previous game, which is always a plus. You always want the next game to be better. You always want the next game to exceed expectations. And you always want the games to just be a better experience than the first game. So it looks like this is where it's going. So PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, hopefully by this time game comes out, I have a PS5. And that'll be pretty cool, because the only console I have right now is a Series S, and the Series S is pretty cool, but I think it's about time for me to get another one of these other consoles. And hell, I kind of want to Switch as well, but that's another story for another day. So that's it is what it is about that. So can't wait to hear about more news. I don't want to see any gameplay, and it's going to be interesting to see what this game entails once it's fully completed and released. So that's going to be pretty cool. Another game that I want to talk about, you see it right there in the corner, Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. This game is highly underrated, in my opinion. I'm not talking about Ultimate Showdown because I haven't played it yet, but I'm just talking about the Virtua Fighter series. Is highly underrated. I've been playing Virtua Fighter since it came out in the arcades, back in the 90s, and I've always been a fan of it. Virtua Fighter 1 was not all that good. They had to remake the game. They basically had to remake the game for the Saturn, and they called Virtua Fighter Remix, because the first one was really it really wasn't up to par. Virtua Fighter 2 on the Saturn is a classic. It still holds up very well to this day. Very good job what the guys at Sega did for Virtua Fighter 2. Very, very good. Virtua Fighter 3 was supposed to come out on the Saturn, but it ended up coming out on the Dreamcast as Virtua Fighter 3 Team Battle. That was a pretty good game, not bad at all. Just carried on the legacy of the second one, and it did pretty good. I still think the second one may be slightly better. Virtua Fighter 4 came out on the PlayStation 2. I think this is one of the games that most people remember for the most part, outside of 2. Virtua Fighter 4 actually did a pretty good job on the PlayStation 2, and it's a very well put together game, and it looks pretty good for its time. I just think that I just think that it's another game that was overlooked by Tekken and the Dead or Alive series for the most part. But Virtua Fighter always been a solid game, very clean looking game as well. I meant to say 4. I think I said 4. Virtua Fighter 5 came out on the PlayStation 3 back in 2007. That game looks very good to this day. It looks really good, and it got a upgrade with the Final Showdown, which was download only, which I was kind of upset about that, because I would like to get a physical copy of that, and that was a pretty clean game as well. But now Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown comes out, and that game is download only as well. It is going to be free on the PlayStation for PlayStation Plus members, so everybody could get a chance to play it for at least, I think, like 4 months or something like that. So you can get it for free, and I highly recommend you try it out. I mean, if you're a fan of fighting games, I think Virtua Fighter 5 is a pretty good, solid fighting game. That's even back when it first came out in 07. I think it was 07 or 09. I can't remember when the first one came out. It's one of the two. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I was a really big fan of this game, and I think that a lot of people will be able to get to play this game and have some good experience with it, because Virtua Fighter, it has a learning curve, but once you learn it, it's a very smooth looking game. And the upgrades to this game for Ultimate Showdown, They basically redid the visuals. The visuals are based on the Yakuza series, and Yakuza's been a very good looking game as well. And I think they took some of the hit sprites from Yakuza. So when you hit a player, it gives you that little colorful sparks. I think that's what it is, sparks. That you get hit with some of the sparks that come off the players. Now, Virtua Fighter never was like that. It was a very clean game, like I said before, where that those games, basically when you hit someone, it was just a regular hit. There was no like Tekken sparks or anything like that that'll come off a player. But they added that to Ultimate Showdown. And like I said, I think this game is going to be I think it's going to be pretty successful, and I think it's a game that they put out just to see the temperature of the fighting landscape for Virtua Fighter, the series, because I've been wanting a Virtua Fighter 6 for a while. I mean, I know DJ, my co-host from First and Frame Rates, we were both talking about this at one time where, we want to see a Virtua Fighter 6. And I think this is one of the ways to see if we can get one based on the feedback of this game. Like I said, if I could, I would purchase the game because I totally support this game. And I think that I think we need another Virtua Fighter in our lives. I mean, we have a lot. And one thing, like fighting games in general has been doing so well for the past 4 or 5, I'll say maybe 4 or 5 years. You know, you got the Street Fighters, you got the Tekken, you got Soul Calibur. Man, there's so many other games that are out there. Mortal Kombat. So a lot of fighting games have been doing very, very well. Guilty Gear. What was it? I think Skullgirls was out, but it was out for a while though. But they did pretty well. EX Layer. It's so many fighting games that just got a resurgence. Ultimate. I haven't even talked about all the other Capcom games for Street Fighter V and all the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom series. You know, what's the other one? Dragon Ball. They've done a very good job of just putting, the series or the genre back on the map. So Virtua Fighter 5 definitely deserves to be in this space. And I think if it's your first time ever trying the series, I think it's a go. I think it'll be a really good look to try it out. I don't see where the downfall is. I think people will enjoy it for what it is because it's a very technical game. It takes some time to learn it, but once you learn it, you get a character, you learn some of the moves. It's a very, very well put together game. I think Sega in general has been putting out some pretty solid stuff for the past past decade or so. And you look at the Yakuza series and all the other things Sega's been putting out. I think they've done a really good job just maintaining what they do as far as putting games out. So now I think this would be no exception. I think this game will be pretty good. I'm definitely going to be trying it out at the beginning of June. And once again, I need to start getting things together because I may start streaming again. I don't know. I've just been so busy, so I haven't been able to stream. And I really want to start streaming again. Like I said, the Fatal Frame series, Virtua Fighter 5 could be another one. And just some other games that I just want to play because it's just been so long. And I basically abandoned my Twitch channel, and I do apologize for that. It's just so weird how things just play out and how things go. But I think that stuff is going to change because I really, really want to get back into it. I just need the time. But if you made it this far, man, if you guys been checking out the podcast I've been doing lately, I'm 8 episodes in. I really appreciate it. I've been doing a recording of the podcast lately because of the live streams. Just haven't been ideal for me to do, especially with my son. I got a good time now. He's asleep right now. So when he's not asleep, he just wants to be here. So it's very hard to do a live stream when he wants to be with his dad. And I'm not knocking that at all. It's just, it is what it is. That's just life. And and it's something that I have to, take responsibility for because when he's here, I try to give him all my attention. So he should be up shortly. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs up here. But if you guys enjoyed all this, please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Share this podcast. Let people know what I'm doing over here every Sunday around 10 o'clock. I try to put this podcast up for you guys and just talk about things that just been crossing my mind as far as gaming and how things are going with my gaming and all this other stuff. Speaking of that, I did get my second bookshelf up. It's right over here, and I may do a tour of this room once I get everything together the way I want to. It's shaping out pretty nice, to be honest. It's shaping out pretty nice. So hopefully I'll be able to give you guys a tour of that. Once again, if you want to share this podcast, let people know what I'm doing. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I talk about various topics when it comes to gaming. And I do appreciate the uptick in views. A lot of people more people have been watching the channel, the videos on the channel. Sorry, I see something right there. I was reading. A lot of people watching the videos on the channel, and I really appreciate it. It look like, things are on the up and up. You guys are helping build the channel, and I just want to do my best to give you guys the best content possible. So I'm going to get up out of here. You may see me put up another video on the First and Frame Rates channel. And hell, you never know. Depends on how things going. I may do a surprise stream today. It just depends on how it's going. I don't know. Well, I got a few things I got to take care of. So you guys take it easy. You guys be blessed. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, guys. Peace.